Hello everyone, this is Destruction66 here, and in lieu of my upcoming Homeworld Remastered playthrough that I'm planning on doing, I just wanted to do a quick beginner's kind of guide to Homeworld Remastered, well just Homeworld in general, because I've noticed from a lot of people that start the game that the controls are probably one of the hardest things for people to get used to. So I just want to do a quick kind of introduction to the controls of Homeworld. So alright, so my best advice for starting out with Homeworld is to first go to Homeworld 1 Classic and to just do the tutorial there, because that one will teach you the basics of how to control everything, and it's probably the best overall tutorial on Homeworld's controls and whatnot. Some simple things to know is if you hold the right mouse button, you can rotate the camera. Pretty simple, pretty normal RTS type style. The left is just a click. If you want to select multiple of the same type, you can just double click on a single one and it will select all of them within your view. Some controls that you need to be aware of. When you're moving, if you press M, it will pull up the movement disc, or if you right click, it will also bring up the movement disc. For movement, a lot of people get confused how to move in a 3D dimensional like space. But say if I wanted to go within this cloud over here, I'd measure from the top to here, and then I'd come to this side view and I'd hold shift and bring it up into this spot that I want it to go to, and now it's going within this little dust cloud, and there's some combat going around over there.
Supporting friendly units.
But
Setting drives to idle.
that is basically the simplest way to move in Homeworld. I don't know a better way to explain it, but yeah, you can also, I believe, drag with both mouse buttons pressed to do the height adjustment, and that works just as well. I've always just grown up using shift though. That's the way that it works in the classics. So if you want them to stop, just hit S really quick. The keys that you really need to remember and will make your life so much better is you need to remember space brings you to the outer menu, the outer view, the sensors manager, because you're going to be using this all the time. So you need to know how to use the sensors manager. Something that I see a lot of people make the mistake of is they don't know how to drag select targets, and that's simply done by just hold down control. I believe, yeah, either control works. Just hold down control and drag a box over what you want them to target. That's I see it all the time in people's like first time playing, and it drives me as someone who knows how it works crazy, because I'm like, you don't have to like try to follow the ship that's flying around the screen to click on it. No, just hold control and drag the box. It makes life so much easier. Other than that, another good one to know is some other keys that you should probably pay attention to is the F and Alt key. If you have a ship selected, say I wanted to look at this one heavy corvette, I just hit F and it locks onto it, and then F again will bring me directly up close to it. It will teach you that in the tutorial. But something they sometimes forget to note on is if you hold down Alt, you can click on anything to view it. And you don't have to have it selected. It can be an enemy ship, it can be an asteroid, anything that's within your like viewable space. Like normally you probably wouldn't be able to select this and click F to view it. Yeah, that doesn't work. I'm hitting F right now. So the only way to look at it is with Alt. Alt's honestly probably the nicer one, because it's basically the same as hitting the F focus key, but you can use it more. I don't know how to explain it. It's a really nice key to know. So that will really help you when you're trying to focus on stuff. One of the big issues I also see in this game is people get lost in since it's a three-dimensional combat system, sometimes ships will fly above where your focus point is, because the camera's focused right here, below the mothership. And so they'll get lost with their ships up there and not be able to look at them because they floated off the top of the screen. Well, the way to solve that, just hold down Alt and click on one of your ships, and now all of a sudden your focus point is at the same height as the ship was at that moment. So if the ship keeps climbing, just keep locking onto it. Or if you never move your screen away from it, it will stay connected there. But I think that's one of the things that will help a lot. Those keys in particular, very helpful. Something else that I see people miss a lot is with formations. This game has a formation system that was kind of crudely put into the game. Copied over from the first game, which depended on formations, into the second game, which hardly even knew what they were. But these first three formations are what's called strike groups, and I would just suggest never use those. I never use them in Homeworld 2. I think they're useless. But these ones, the following, what are these, like 5 or 6? Yeah, the following 6 are the actual strike groups. Not strike groups, formations. So this one will put you in Delta, you got Broad, you got X, and then you got Claw, which is just a forward-facing X. Wall is just... Wall used to actually look like a wall, now it's just like a weird thing, I don't know what to call that. And then Sphere. And I've been told that Sphere will let you surround something and not strafe it, but it looks like they're still strafing, so I don't know. Looks like that's not the case. Anyhow, so yeah, that's something good to remember. Of course, there's hotkeys for all of these. You can press Shift F4, Shift F6. I don't know why they're using Shift for these, but I guess they are. And then another thing that confuses a ton of people with this game is the salvage corvettes.
New heading set.
One of the things that really annoys me about the port is that some of the salvage corvettes' unique lines were never ported into the new game, into the new system, and so it doesn't give you cues like the old game used to. For example, when you're capturing small objects like corvettes with these salvage corvettes, all you need is one salvage corvette to capture it. But when you need to capture something bigger like a frigate or a destroyer or anything else, it takes more and more salvage corvettes to grab the thing. And in the old game, it used to have a message play out letting you know that you didn't have enough salvage corvettes in order to salvage something, so that you would know you can't grab that. But in the new game, it doesn't give any audio cue at all. He'll just go right over to it and then latch on and just sit there. And it's super annoying because they've changed the amount that you need for certain things as well, and so it's just something you need to be aware of, is that if your salvage corvette's not doing anything, you probably need more than you have. Another thing that is really important to understand for this game, and is not really ever made clear in this game, especially since the remastered is remapped buttons and stuff that were not originally that way in the original game. So for support units such as support frigates and repair corvettes, in order to have them repair consistently and repair a group of units, you need to hold down Y, and it will bring up this little plus button on the icon showing you that it is ready to do a drag select heal or a single click select heal.
Order confirmed.
And then he's been given the repair order. He won't do anything until one of them's damaged, and then I'll go to it. He's supposed to be able to just kind of hop between them and take care of all of them, although that system's a little bit finicky, so it's best to keep him on a smaller group of units that you are more likely to have recently hurt. See there, he's getting in position to heal them if they were hurt. But with support units, you cannot heal anything smaller than a corvette. So you can't have a repair corvette go and help repair fighters. That doesn't work. So just something to keep in mind, and that's something that's super useful, especially when you have a bunch of frigates and stuff that are all under fire and you don't want to be micromanaging this thing, telling it to individually heal a bunch of different units that are wounded. You want to just hold down Y and tell it to do a group heal. Sometimes it is kind of finicky, because as you saw right there, I pressed the Y button, but it's a toggle. Well, I learned something there. Yeah, so if you hit Y, it toggles the heal button. But yeah, I think that's honestly my quick guide to how to play StarCraft. I almost said Homeworld, and yeah, I hope you enjoy and that that was a little bit helpful. Also, this is something I forgot to mention in the video before, but something that you should definitely do if you ever just play standard Homeworld Remastered, not like a total conversion mod, is you should download and use the 2.3 players patch, because it includes the last official unreleased patch for the game and a bunch of community balancing and other changes to the game to make it more easy to use, and in order to just make the game more balanced and more fun. And this is how you would get access to the players patch on Homeworld Remastered. If you have it on Steam, which is the way that I do, it's very simple. You just come down to, well, anyway, you can get to the workshop, but the easiest way for me is you just come to the app itself and you scroll down to Steam Workshop and you visit this workshop. It will pull it up, and then you'll just search for players patch, and it should be the first thing right there. And then you just subscribe to it. It will download it, and then when you launch the launcher, I'll just show you really quick here. So if you play the game, it brings up the launcher here. You're just going to go to the mod section, select Homeworld Campaign 1 or 2, or neither of them if you just want to do multiplayer or skirmish, and just select the the Homeworld Remastered 2.3 players patch. Kind of cuts off there at the edge. Hit select and launch. And that's it for the Steam version. For GOG, you probably will need to come to ModDB, and to download it from here, it's just listed as Homeworld Remastered 2.3 Players Patch. I'm not exactly sure how this all works, but I'm sure there's people in the comments or on forums that would help you get that downloaded for your GOG version of the game. Anyways, I would absolutely download the Players Patch, because I think it fixes a lot of bugs and balancing issues, and basically at this point it's kind of the, I would say, official build of the game, even though it's a community build. Anyways, I hope this has helped you, and I hope that you enjoy Homeworld. Thanks for watching.